on electronic contracts, and I'm going to let him know. Okay, yeah, it's called, for this recording, I'm going to be calling the landlord that defaulted on paying 2 months worth of electric and don't know if it's going to be staying on, and don't know if you paid the water after he already gave me notification for Cash App that he accepted the rent payment. In Texas, the electronic contracts are legally recognized under the Uniform Electronic Transaction Act, UETA, which the state adopted in 2001. Electronic contracts are considered just as valid and enforceable as a traditional paper contract, provided that both parties have agreed to conduct themselves electronically, which we did for text messages, and then for my constant request of getting a paper copy, I was never provided one for almost 8 months, going on 9. Consent. Both parties must consent to using electronic means by signing contracts. This can be implied by conduct for explicit agreement, which was done for the copies in my text messages, that when they asked us for the terms of the lease, did we want to do a month-to-month? I said 5 years. They turned around and said we can do a year lease and then have it automatically reinstate itself at the end of every term. For $6.95 a month, all bills paid. That includes the utilities, the dues for the gated community, which grants us access to the pools and everything else. The only thing it doesn't protect it is wills, and that's basically it. Or notice of eviction. So he can't even verbally just and he can't write it in text that he's notifying me of eviction. That has to be personally handed over. So if I don't answer the door and they put it on the door, that's not lawful. It's not legal. And if they put it in a mailbox and it's not presented to me in person, it's not legally fucking handed to me. We already had it documented by the sheriff department that did the visit that said that they handled the eviction notices. So unless he's using another means, which would be another person that you have to pay for too, that films it, whatever he's trying to do is just unlawful, and it's just borderline harassment, banging on a door like law enforcement. I'm about to call that landlord and see if he answers. His name is Terrence, and pull up the date that I paid him. I'm on Terrence McClear. And the payment was sent last Friday, of $6.95. Now to go into contacts and add him to the phone call for recording reasons. Terrence, it's Kyle.
Do what?
It's Kyle. Were you banging on the door and then sped out the driveway?
No, I was not. I'm sitting at home on my couch. I haven't been out there. Why would you think I would do something like I don't understand?
because I got neighbors with cameras, and my wife literally seen you leave the property in a black car with silver trim. The same one showed up on the video.
Well, it's not me. I'm sitting at home on my couch, and I've been here all day. I have not been out there to that property. If I come out there, I will not. I will come and speak to you, Kyle.
Okay, because right now I'm over at my mom's trying to handle legal issues because we're looking for a malpractice attorney because of the death of my stepmom.
Okay.
So my wife was at the house alone. So if it wasn't you, would your wife Kathy do that, knowing that there was already documentations of her having an attitude and banging on doors in the first place?
Well, she never ever did that.
How do you not? Were you there when she came over that day?
You know what? We were in Wichita, Kansas when you supposedly thought that she had come over there that day. She has never been over there.
That's a confusing thing, babe, because I have cameras that I hide. I have people stolen by junkies and that, and I sort of have a habit of documenting this.
Okay.
But I don't want to get into that, but somebody showed up in the same type of car that you visited in, and literally banged on the door. My wife was so shook up that she didn't even want to answer it, and then they sped out of the driveway.
Now, I can tell you, if I come over there and knock on the door, I'm not going to turn around and leave. If I come over there, there's going to be a reason for me to come to the property. And if I knock on the door, I'm not going to bang on the door. There's no reason for me to show up at your house and bang on a door. None. There is no reason for me to do that, Kyle.
Okay. The other thing I want to ask about was you gave me consent to look at the utility bill, and it looked like last month's electric wasn't paid, and then this month's is due. It says on the bill that the late fee would exceed over $300. I was wondering what went up.
I don't know anything about that.
You did pay the electric bill, right? When I sent you to $695.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's just really odd because we don't know anybody else that drives around in those vehicles, and it really shook up my wife.
If your wife got shook up because somebody knocked on your door, what I can tell you is whoever is knocked on your door, it was not me. I have not been out the house today. I went to the cafe a while ago to get Kathy from work, and I came back home. Other than that, I haven't left the house today.
Okay.
And Kathy don't drive, so her coming over there is not a possibility. She would not come over there to that house without me being with her, because if she comes over to the house, I'm going to drive her there.
Okay.
But there's really no reason for me to come over there.
Okay.
None.
I need to figure out what's going on then, because I don't know anybody that drives those vehicles.
I have no idea who that may or may not be, but I can tell you it wasn't me. And if they knocked on the door and then sped out the driveway, it wasn't me.
Okay.
Because I've been sitting here on my couch at my house. Okay?
Yeah. I just wanted to call and check it out and see what was up.
All right.
Okay. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, that was the calmest thing, and I think he knew that it was a conference call. I pay the electric bill, but the electric bill literally says that the total amount that's due is 2 months worth of electric.
Yeah, and it literally says on the bill that it wasn't that last month's wasn't paid. Because I took a good look at it yesterday.
Yeah.
It literally says last month's wasn't paid at all, and it's overdue. And that's why I got an upcharge. Plus the bill for the next month over.
That is. I'm passed down with this because.
I don't know.
If
it's not him, who
somebody,
else would be banging on our door is the real question.
If it ain't him.
And nothing got left behind either. I already looked around the porch.
Did you check the mailbox?
Not yet. But even then, if somebody was to knock on the door for frickin' mail, it would be left on our porch. Or on the table. I just said I didn't step out that far yet because I was still already freaked out from what the heck just happened. Like, why would somebody come over here and bang on the door like that in the first damn place? Because none of that was polite and inviting to say, hey, I'm friendly.
Especially when we already had Kathy do it and then play stupid like it never happened.
And I don't frickin' trust anybody that's gonna frickin' threaten to pull out a pistol or scream at me again like what happened when I tried to answer a door last time when it came to the trailer park.
Yeah.
I'm not tolerating that bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous enough that somebody would even want to come over here and just to do that and then speed off like that.
Yeah. I don't believe him. Because if you listen closely, he literally confirmed that the time frame that you said it happened was when he was actually heading over to pick up his wife, apparently. And you said it happened around 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2 o'clock. Exactly around that time, because I was trying to wash dishes and the microwave was right next to me with the time.
Yep. I'm ready to get the fuck out of that fucking basehead shithole.
Honestly, didn't you say he said a lot of fucked up shit to you last time he confronted you and he was drunk anyway?
Yeah. I prefer to just get over here, be done with it, and still take him to court to get my refund.
I'm gonna check the electric bill too. Because if it sits there and tells me that that price is still there and it wasn't paid, he's lying then.
Take a look at it right now while you're on recording and read it to me.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm gonna actually pull it up through the phone.
Well, go ahead
to see if it's actually been paid. And if it tells me that there's still a balance there, then he's lying.
You don't have a login.
Actually, I do. It's called the account number. And all you gotta do is pull that up when you call the number for the actual electric company. That's why I said through phone. They'll ask you for the account number and it'll pull it up. That's why they have those papers there. We had to do it for Wood County before too, remember?
Okay. Well, give me one minute. You want to read the phone number to call? Just for me to do it, since I can merge the calls without it being dropped.
Sure. Let me get the paper. I still got it recording.
And then I'll just have you do the teleprompt for it. Go because I want to know why the electric bill is saying that it's that high if he is paying it.
Because he can talk about calling you once because he already knows he screwed up every time he lost his crap on you already. The difference is if you're still gonna end up lying to us, I hope you're prepared for that. Because we still have the paper too to have evidence for that as well, to just call the company to make sure if they actually paid it or not. Because why else would our bill be overdue plus another, and then you're acting all suspicious when it comes to that and just not contacting?
Can you? Okay. I had to shut the door for a little, man, because I'm on the one neighbor had a friend with a plow truck. But what's that phone number?
903 683 2248. No, 903 683 2248.
683-2248. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Remember, it's the same one that's the same association that deals with the internet too. You just gotta type the number that'll take you to the electric portion.
903-683-2248.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, when I ask for the account number, I'll tell you that.
We're calling Cherokee County Electric. For electric questions or requests, press 1. For fiber optic broadband questions or requests, press 2.
That's
If you know your party's extension, please dial it at any time. Para español oprima 3.
Press 1.
To report an electrical outage or pay your electric bill, press 1. To hold for an electric representative, press 2.
You do the talking.
Electric cooperatives were born to serve the far-stretching
Well, the thing is, I wasn't supposed to. You weren't supposed to do that.
Cherokee County Electric, may I help you?
Yes. Hello. I'm calling. Because our landlord basically allows us to see the utilities for the electric portion as well, and he's paying it. I wanted to make sure that is the electric bill itself paid off and caught up yet. I have the account number for it too. Huh?
Are you still there?
Yes.
What's the account number?
It's 766820001.
No, it's not. It is behind. Like, subject to disconnect.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to make sure because he just tried to tell us not long ago when we talked to him about this that he said that he paid it off.
Okay, we'll have him give us a call, okay?
Okay.
How far behind is it?
There's a past due balance that needs to be paid by tomorrow.
Oh, so we're about to get our utilities turned off when we have a rent of $695 a month, so all bills paid, and my wife is pregnant.
Yeah.
And he would go to the sheriff department when he threatened to have the utility turned off and out of spite, that he can't just have the utilities turned off. Otherwise, he'll be subjected to charges.
Right, and I understand that, but if the bill's not paid, then where you disconnect it?
You're going to disconnect electricity when there's a pregnant woman in the house?
If the bill does not get paid, yes, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much as well.
So you're going to have to find, because they're talking about turning it off tomorrow.
Tomorrow, that soon.
Isn't that what she said?
No, she said it was the past due date, I believe, but I could barely hear her on this line.
Okay, so that bill literally says the 18th, 17th.
Let me see again. The due date for this one was supposed to be the 16th of this month.
Okay, so hold on. Stay there. I'm going to turn around and call him back.
So he clearly lied to us on phone.
Yep.
On recording as well, so I hope he's really ready for that.
I'm going to call him back and call him out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I called the utility company and gave them the information to make sure that the electric bill was paid.
Yeah.
They said you didn't pay last month. You actually have a past due balance, and if it's not paid, the utilities is going to be turned off.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and they say go ahead and give them a call because I already notified them that the sheriff department already told you that you can't let the utilities get turned off.
Okay.
You'll be facing penalties for law, and then you'll be facing court.
Okay.
So please take care of that. Bring it up to date.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
if I ain't badly mistaken, which I know I'm not, you told me that if I would wait until August, that you would take over the electric bill in August.
I have the recording, and you literally pressured me to say anything for you. I literally told you you are threatening to have the utilities turned off, have a son, pregnant wife, and you said on recording, and it's posted on YouTube, you do not care. For me to figure it out my own, and you told me to get it turned on in my name, when in the bylaws and in the covenant of Shady Brook, I can't do no such thing. It is the landowner that has to have the utility bills. And underneath Texas, the electronic contracts are recognized under the Uniform Electronic Transaction Act, the UETA, which the state adopted in 2001. So everything we did in Texas, and we had an agreement for a solid year, is $95 a month with a revolving. At the end of every year, provided that we do not default on our rent, violate and breach a contract.
So when is that year up?
February 5th. The same day I over.
What?
I came over on the 5th when I first started.
Yeah.
I paid. I recorded it inside your house with your wife, handed me the keys. And I literally told her I study law, I do journalism.
Okay.
And you guys turned around and then threatened anything and everything to get us to amend our lease when it's illegal. You
Okay.
cannot force a tenant by law until the lease is up to amend anything. So you'll have to wait until February, but chances are I'll leave by February because I'm done with this crap. But the utilities needs to stay on for my wife.
No.
Yeah, let's take the
Possession Act.
Hold on. Hold on. You can't call here and make threats. You don't know your law because you're calling to make a threat. And you said you take the bills over and all. And you said you stopped running that bill up to $150. So excuse me, I don't know what your fake law is, but you're 100% wrong. Thank you. Have a good day.
You literally Google searches, and I literally went on the Texas Law and Law Library, and you literally are challenging laws that are written, and it's for law scholars to study. You're telling me I'm lying over resources that
You don't know your law. You don't know your law. So stop making threats.
when it was acted. And then your husband was literally called by the sheriff department because when I showed them all the text messages and everything and cited the same laws to the sheriff department, they literally said, yes.
You're literally making threats right now. Stop it. Goodbye.
No threats. The sheriff department already said these type of conversations are not threats. They're not harassment. I literally the breach of contract and abide my own lead. And you still not give a paper copy. I could have literally held rent until you guys brought over the original agreement, written in text, printed out, and then give you rent. And I didn't. I paid every month $6.95, never late. Never late. I posted online. I even post my conversation with the sheriff department online. And then I'm posting this recording online too. Don't tell me I don't know laws when I literally audit law. They hung up. Still there?
Yeah. And I got all of it, but you sounded like you were chopping up a lot.
Yeah, I was getting pretty irritated because cellular, I was getting perfect signal between them. And they're literally telling me citing resources that you literally use to study law in order to pass your bar. It's not law.
Here's the kicker. He told us that he paid it in full when we asked. And he literally dodged that because she jumped in.
And I literally told him, I am posting this conversation too.
Like, he literally just flat out lied to us on the phone, telling us that. And then we found out because we called the actual company to ensure if that was actually true or not.
Yeah.
And then she's turning it, then Kathy wants to turn it around and say that we basically are threatening him. And it's like, nobody's threatening you when we flat out just said your husband lied to us flat out.
She's literally saying the same shit that when the sheriff came over, when we called, when we literally told them we wanted to press harassment and threat charges, they literally said, by definition of the law, conversations between landlords and tenants is not harassment, and it is a civil matter. I yell at them. I did not threaten to come to their house and kick in the door or anything. I literally told them, make sure that bill is paid, or you're going to be facing charges, and I will see your ass in court. That is not a threat. That is reminding them of their contractual agreement. And the sheriff already said in the last recording, you stood on the porch look. He literally said, because I reminded them in all these conversations, I am going to go through the scope of the law, that there's nothing unlawful about it unless I am literally threatening somebody's livelihood.
Note how he asked how long the lease was going to be, too.
Yeah, February.
And this was, like, it's funny because he's trying to actually talk.
And she's just acting a fool.
Yeah, she just jumped into it, the whole thing, and just accused you of basically just threatening the whole thing.
Now, if you paid attention to Terrence and what he said about where Kathy's working now, since she's not doing real estate anymore because she lost her license for it, she's literally working in Bullard, which means she could have took a break or had a friend drive over and done the knock, or because we caught Terrence in a lie about coming on the property and everything. They did show up, and they lied about not showing up about that.
Like, we can't even sit there and say they're being honest because he already lied about the electric too right off the bat in front of us.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can talk all nice and smoothly that you want, but if you're going to sit there and lie about utilities being paid, then we're already not going to look at you as being honest. That's an important thing that you can't just sit there and lie about and say you paid, and then we call the actual company, have every evidence for it too, and they'll still tell us that it was not paid off. He didn't touch any of it, is what she said when we asked them. She said that
agreed to $140.
the woman flat out said on the electric bill when we asked her, she said that they have still never paid.
Yep.
Meaning, in full, last month to this month, they have not paid a single dime.
Yep.
And Terrence tried to tell us that he paid for this month after he got the $695, which that was a lie, and he did not.
So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm going to call my friends within Shady Brook, and I'm going to have them keep a closer eye on the property.
So I could tell you flat out, too, if the electric shuts off, I will give you a heads up right away.
Well, the chances are I'm going to have you moved in over here before that, and I'm going to be over there to deal with them. Because you don't need to be caught in between the shit. I will handle them myself. You need to be over here helping Mom watching Leaf. I will be over there because I can stay the rest of this fucking month.
I wanted to try to relax the best I could before having to get thrown in that Kyle.
I understand, but
I need to relax and try to get my stress in control.
after what Terrence and Kathy did,
They're not here right now, at least.
I know. But what you need to do is get off the phone, contact the sheriff, and let them